So this time I got a request to not show the chat but actually zoom of the board. Maybe this will be easier to watch the game for you. And later when it's on the YouTube, it's also easier to watch, like the pieces will be much bigger. So this time I will try that. So yeah, thank you for coming today. Today we're gonna watch, I hope it's written in the title of the video, the fight of top ladies, players, professionals for the challenger in the Mainavi Open tournament, and it will be our titans Satomi and Kato. So before we start, I wanted to show you Shogi Renmei page and explain to you something about our series that we're gonna do from now on. I have asked Shogi Renmei what can we actually study in our meetings, and turns out there is only limited games that we can study, so we can watch only 3 games. So one of them will be today's match, which is Mainavi Open. It all depends on the sponsor. Mainavi games are usually, I think all of them actually are public. Same with some other tournaments. We are also allowed to watch some title matches and kifu that's older than 1 year. So I hope you will be not too upset because of that. But yeah, we will still have plenty of kifu to watch every time. And if you are interested in the paid kifu, you can always download this Shogi application called Shogi Live. It works on your mobile, so you can download it on your iPad or also Android. It's not this expensive. You have to pay monthly, or for 3 months. You can check it. It's called Shogi Live. I use it every time. Although, it has English interface, but as you can see on this picture, it has the Japanese comments. It's a little hard, but you can watch the games of players every day, basically. So, I also wanted to show you, because many of you probably don't know about Shogi Renmei page because it's mostly in Japanese, that they have those cool news here. And one of which here it says that the strongest foreign team will challenge pros. So when you click it, you can see that many of you might know it. There is the World Shogi League, and the winners of April will be fighting those 3 professionals. So you can watch the games this month, 23rd or 24th, Japanese time 8 o'clock. So UTC would be 11. And this game also 11 o'clock. All of them actually are 11 o'clock. And the last game would be next month, 6th. And this explains to Japanese what is World Shogi League, and I think most of you know and saw this webpage, or maybe even participated in this great tournament. Also, I recently found out that there is a Belarusian Open Shogi Championship going on. Yeah, I think, it's on the 10th. So today would be the last rounds. Let me refresh the page maybe. So yeah, they already played all? Is it? Anyway, yeah, so there was this page. I don't know why it suddenly changed the coding, but you could watch it online on Minsk Shogi and view the game. I think they are live even. Yeah, so you can watch their games live and watch the kifu on this page as well. Just Google Belarusian Open Shogi Championship. I think it's much fun. There are top top amateur players from Europe. Worth it. It's worth watching. All right. So I hope everything's fine so far. This time I will have let's make the joke. I will have one eye on the Twitch chat as well. Hopefully not forgetting to answer any messages there as well. I will have a look on 81 Dojo chat, so feel free to ask any questions. So today's game will be as written here on this webpage. It was information right before the game explaining what will be on that day. It was Friday. It was the 12th Mainavi Open main tournament and it was challenger deciding match. Satomi for crown, ladies for crown, was fighting Kato Shoreikai Wandan in Tokyo in Shogi Renmei, in the Shogi building or Shogi hall. And they gave you some information about it. For example, that Satomi was in best 4 last time, therefore she played from the main tournament and she beat Wada Aki, Joryu Shodan, and then Shimizu 6th dan, and later Isotani first dan from LPSA, and Isotani, maybe you heard about her, she became professional recently and she already went to this far in the tournament. That's pretty amazing. And Kato Wandan played also. Because of the last year result, she played from the main tournament. She bet Skada 1Q. The amateur Ono Yukari, she's very strong every time. Very famous in our environment. Even though she's amateur, she's very strong. And then Kato bet Kagawa Tsuryu 3 dan. And they both came to this match because of that. They say that Satomi also has 5 wins in a row at this point, so she's in good shape, you would say. And they say about their results so far. So this year they both had like 70% of wins. So it is a game that was on everybody's mind. Everybody wanted to watch it, right? So let me show you pictures. This is Satomi, and she's 4 crown, but what does it mean she's 4 crown? She actually holds 4 ladies titles. So she's Lady Oza, she's Lady Meiji, Lady Osho, and she won also Kurashiki Toka tournament. So she has 4 titles. Without the titles, she would be 5 dan. And I would like to show you the profile of Kato, but actually Kato, she isn't actually ladies pro. She's trying to become the, how do we say, normal pro by joining the Shoreikai, and it's hard to explain. But this is the Shoreikai web page for 1 dan, and you can see that Kato Momoko is here. So she's 1 dan, and here is her results so far from last year to this one. So she's fighting to become a normal pro without being the ladies professional actually. And you would say, well, if she's not trying to be pro, is she really? If she's not ladies pro, does it mean she's strong? But actually, she is very strong. You can see this is the Mainavi page, Joshi Open, Mainavi Open tournament page, and in the past results, 2018, she was fighting for the title with Nishiyama, and Nishiyama won. But before that, Kato was title holder. She was title holder. So she was holding the Mainavi title for very long. And this year it was her chance to get it back. So you see, she's very strong. 1 dan in Shoreikai is, as you can see, one of the top. In matters of strength, she's the same strength as top of ladies pro, and she, of course, she could become lady pro at any moment, but she didn't decide to do it yet. All right. There is also one more thing I wanted to show you, which is the. Oh, and I said, yeah. So you could go to this page to Shogi. Yeah, I know it's hard to do, but if you go to home page, and you click one of those strange buttons here, you will find on the left something called Kisen, which means tournament. And on this list, I know, maybe if we use the English one, English one, you can find Minavi. Okay, it's written wrong, but it's My Navi Ladies Open. So you can click it here, and here you can have the My Navi Open information stage. Yeah, I know it's like horrible translation because it's automatical, but if you click that, you have this page of the sponsor, and you can watch the newest kifu for free here. So without buying the previous program, you can watch kifu. If you have Flash, it would show here, or you can watch the blog. Oops, it's gonna show you the result, unfortunately. But yeah, there's kifu and blog, and I hope to show you at the end, I hope to show you photos from the actual game. So this blog would have the entry, how do we translate that? Like what happened in the morning. So you see that Satomi was sitting already there. Kato came to the room. They set up the pieces. They both feel confident. The Kiroku was Nodasawa, 1Q. And she did the Furigoma toss, which decided that Satomi 4 crown will be the sente. And I hope to show you the whole block at the end because it will show you the result, unfortunately, now. So, let's go to the game, shall we? So, as I said, sente was decided Satomi 4 crown, and Kato was gote. And I forgot to load the kifu, of course. I hope it's gonna work. Okay, I hope you blinked at the moment I showed you the last position, but alright, so I didn't miss that chat on Twitch. Hello, welcome everyone. We are gonna start commenting Satomi versus Kato game. So remember, the winner of this game become the challenger for this season My Navi title match. So it was a very important game. So Shogi 5 application so I can translate some comments to you. And we can start. So as I said, the game was in Shogi Kaikan, as you saw in the photos. And as we know, Satomi-san is famous for central rook, and so she showed that to her opponent. And Kato-san is famous for Ibisha. And they both actually played many times games, maybe even for title match. And it always was Nakabisha versus Ibisha. I think Kato-san would play like left high Mino, and Satomi would go for right Sabaki. So let's see how this game goes. So naturally, Nakabisha will open the bishop. What happens if she doesn't is when you move the rook, this exchange won't be possible to, it's not possible to defend. And well, maybe you could defend it with the gold, but it is the theory that because Ibisha managed to exchange this pawn, it is little better. Okay, so this is why when Ibisha pushes this pawn, we want to defend it in the future with the bishop. Alright then, what next? So Kato-san develops the silver natural move. We go for the central rook. So we take the kurai, the vanguard pawn in the center, we say. And naturally we wanna castle the king. So last time we saw the shogi, it was very strange game because both of the kings were in the middle. But in this game we have Furibisha versus Ibisha, which means when you castle the king, because you wanna castle the king, you wanna run away from the attacking side. An attacking side is defined by the rook position. So this is why we have the famous proverb, keep king and rook apart. So you say, okay, but what if we move the rook to the center? Where do we wanna castle the king? Both sides are equally far away. Yeah, I would say depends on the opponent's position. There are cases when the king can go to the left, but in this case, you see it would fall. It would mean that you get closer to the opponent's king. So in this case, you would prefer to go to the right side. Okay, far further away, not only from your rook, but from the attacking side of your opponents. Alright, so we have the opening decided, Nakabisha versus Ibisha. Now, what kind of development will go? In this kind of game, we usually have two general choices, which is quick attack or slow development. So let's see which way did it go. So Kato-san goes for the castling, and Satomi does the same. So yeah, beginners usually make the mistake to exchange the pieces quickly, and then while the king is in the middle left, don't do that. Always castle your king. Take lesson from Satomi-san. So you want to activate all the pieces. You open the bishop as well. There is of course the opening that you don't open the bishop, but because the king is already here, it's not the case. You just open the bishop in here. The king, the silver. So I think this is not very usual move. Usually Gote would go for the gold, or if they want to attack quickly, they develop the right silver quicker. But in this case, Kato chose this left silver, which I think was very interesting. I'm checking some info. Yeah, so far they only gave us the statistical information about the game. Yeah, so I never saw this development this quickly. I know that maybe if you go for the silver development, it's okay. Like you might be worried, like what if they push here? If I take, my bishop gets taken, right? But no, actually you don't have to take the pawn. It looks like you're losing the pawn, but you can play this, 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 and eventually you will be able to take the pawn back, so it's okay. But again, Satomi played something else. She actually played the king move. Yep, so the question is what she's gonna do against this climbing silver, because as many of you may know, eventually Ibisha wants to develop this silver here. So at this point, the rook influence will be blocked. So if Ibisha managed to get here before that, it seems that center cannot develop the left silver. But yeah, so this is the question for this game, and this is what happened actually. So Gote went for the silver up. Center also played the silver up. And Gote played 4-4 silver. So yeah, now if center plays 5-7 silver, 5-5 silver means that Gote got a pawn for free. Satomi-san, what are you doing? Is it okay? But actually, it all in Shogi, as you know, small difference make big difference. There will be a timing in this game that it will be possible. So before that, Satomi closed her Mino castle. She made half Mino, right? If the gold would be here, it's Mino, but she has half Mino. And Kato-san made boat castle, in Japanese, Funagakoi. And I got a question on Twitch chat, why not send the silver up along the bishop diagonal instead of blocking it, the rook? Oh, so you're saying like, instead of going here, what if we go here? So actually, in this case, we don't block the rook, but hey, we also block the bishop, so still 5-5 silver is possible. So whenever we go left or right, we will still block the one of the big pieces root, and 5-5 silver will be possible. Okay. Yeah, so if you have any question, please ask. Yeah. So they both played the edge pawn. This is for the future. If one side doesn't play the edge pawn, for example like this, it means we'll be able to block the edge, right? The meaning of that is in the future the king will have wider escaping route, and sometimes there will be a possibility of attack on the edge. So in general it's a good move that you should play. And yeah, Satomi-san played next 4-6 pawn, which is natural development. For example, this silver can go up here and eventually push this pawn to make some pressure. But Kato also decided to play to develop her right silver by pushing this pawn. I guess knight would be also possible, but in general you want to make this shape, right, with the silver going up to 6-4. So what's going to happen if Satomi, for example, play this? Maybe it's a little bit scary. Maybe in this position, like her king is a little bit lonely because all the generals are far away. So maybe this is why Satomi didn't choose that. But actually, this is the perfect moment for Satomi to play 5-7 silver. And you would say, well, but what about 5-5 pawn? And in here, actually this will be played in the future, but yeah, okay, let's say this move will be possible. Okay, what if she takes, take the bishop, take with the king, and boom, for king, king and the rook, right? So it's a very painful move. I'm pretty sure everybody knows the feeling of that pain. You don't want to have this position, right? So yeah, this is Sente's plan basically. Goddess hope is to take 1 pawn for free and go back slowly so they can keep the 1 pawn advantage and get some pressure. But Sente wants to start fight as fast as possible to not let this material difference leave. So actually, Gote decided to play 8-5 pawn. I think it's the brilliant timing, because still, if Sente plays another move, this will be much bigger threat, right? So somehow Gote managed to push this 1 pawn in this position for free, let's say, without any threat, right? And in that position, she decided to take 5-5 pawn. And I'm checking some nice comments. And it was interesting because this position was played actually in only 3 games before. Only 3 games, so it must be a modern position, at least in pro official matches. And they say there is some variation that was following, and I will tell it about it soon. So, of course, Sente plays 5-6 silver, and you cannot take it, right? Even though bishop is elevated, you still can exchange and play the fork. So the only option that Gote has is to go back. Oh, and there is also a comment that if she would choose this way, maybe this is a good pressure. Again, you cannot take it, right? Because of this exchange. And what is interesting, even if you go back one more, it's still possible to take this pawn because same thing happens. Okay, it's pretty cool, I think. So going right side is the only option for Gote. The bishop exchange happens, and Satomi dropped 7-7 bishop, which was played in previous games as well, and 6-6 pawn. So why did she drop the bishop is that this threat, I mean, immediately not because of the bishop, but in the future, yeah. If Gote managed to exchange this pawn, it will be good attacking shape, so usually this kind of bishop drop is not good, because you prefer to keep the bishop in hand. But yeah, this is kind of exception. You keep at good pressure and you defend, and you allow some time for this silver to develop. Okay, it's like exception. And if bishop drop to 3-3 is only defense for Gote, it means it's good exchange. All right, so 6-6 pawn, and here I told you there were only 3 games played in the past. What happened was in the previous games, one was in Gingasen, and the other one I'm not sure, maybe both actually. So one of the games was actually this kind of development: 2-4 pawn, 3-6, 3-2 gold, knight jump, king goes up, pawn. So this was one of the games that professional played before. I guess the idea is that, well, for Senta it's natural development, right? And for Gote, you just want to keep the king on the second file. Actually, it's so unnatural for me, so I don't know exactly, but it looks good because the king is running away from this diagonal, kind of, but it's unnatural because if there would be a rook on the back rank, then it would be bad. So I wonder how the game developed from that on. Okay, and the second game was actually immediate attack. So you don't care about defense, you just attack. Then what happened was 7-5 pawn, 6-5, silver went back, 7-5 pawn, 8-6, and 4-5. So like it became a sudden big fight. Yeah. So this kind of game, it's not creating the shape as in previous example. This one is about who attacks quicker. Okay, so let's see what did Kato choose. And what she played was surprising. She played 3-2 king. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's maybe it's understable for you. Like you come back to the natural shape of both castle. You keep the himo we call in Japanese, but it means the connection between those two pieces. Same time you run away from this line. The minus of this is the feeling of coming back. So instead of going away from the danger, because the danger will come here, you kind of get closer. Yeah? So this is why in one of those games the king was here. But it's a nice idea. Let's see how it went. Satomi-san decided to attack immediately. So she wants to attack the weak point of bishop, which is the head. Natural development. But Kato-san decided to attack this bishop's weak point with the help of her bishop, 6-6 pawn. So actually I'm checking the comments again, and I have to come back, I'm sorry. This point, Kato-san said that she was worried about this move in the consultant. So after the game, she said actually that she was worried about this move, but there would be this exchange, knight takes, silver goes back, bishop drop, bishop takes, pawn, exchange, this good, exchange on the rook head, it's very good. Pawn drop, because you don't want to let this rook sabaki. and 75 pawn. And what they say is that Sente would be isogashi, which in Japanese means the Sente would be busy with defense. They would, I think it also means that they would have no breathing moment. How do you say? They would have problems with this break. They wouldn't have to couldn't take a break. They would have to either attack or defend. So the game would become very crazy immediately for Sente. So this is why it wouldn't be so good for Sente to go for 6-5 pawn probably, because it would mean Sente would have to, Sente would have to hurry. That's the right word. Okay. So yeah, this would mean that Sente would have to hurry, and Sente would have to be sure to have a winning variation, which maybe it's not the best. So 4, 5 silver. Yeah. So they also say, if you say like, I don't want to give the pawn, you still play the silver, and in this moment this pawn would be probably good, right? You cannot take it, of course. I'm pretty sure we saw it already enough times. This fork, beautiful fork. So yeah, maybe going back. Yeah, so it would be one game maybe. But maybe not so good because Gote has no attack at that point. So, Kato-san decided to take the initiative. She played the 5-5 silver. And in this moment, they both went to break. And I want to show you the photos from the break, of course. Let me go back to the previous blog. Here, right? I showed you before. Let's see. So, this is how the game started. They bow at 10 o'clock. Satomi plays the 5-6 pawn. Kato plays the 8-4 pawn. And now this was the previous position, right, of 6-5 pawn and bishop defending. And they played up until this position, they played it actually in 30 minutes. So in my feeling, it's very quick. And they say that it's the one pawn lost strategy, kinda. Very unusual. And they put it also to the computer that studied a very huge number of, oh my god, millions of positions, and decided that Sente is minus 40 points. But yeah, computer in general, it doesn't like Furibisha, so meh. And this is actually a photo from Hatonomori Jinja, which is next to Renmei, and they say that flowers started to bloom, right? So we almost have a summer, sorry, not spring in Japan, right? So yeah, okay. So this is the post I wanted to show you. This is the break, and we can have a peek on what they ate. So this is Satomi's meal, and you can see it's the soba. And I think this is Kato, if I'm not wrong. Yeah, so Kato choose like meat, Satomi choose soba. And this is the restaurant they chose from. They don't go to restaurant because it's not possible to go out of the building according to the new rules. So it's delivered to the Renmei actually. They eat it in the separate room. So yeah, so this is the room on the break. And later they will get those sweets from the sponsor. And after the break, you can see Satomi thinking about the position, and Kato also. You can decide, you can look at their faces and see how do they feel about the game. Satomi has also this cool fan in her hand, right? And she played, let me go back. Yep, it's wrong. Zoom, yep. we're back. And she played gold up. Also in Kansosen, they were talking about this one. Pawn push, bishop takes, pawn drop. So in this case, Satomi wouldn't be able to take this pawn. Run away, promote, knight jumps, take the lance, silver attacks, the bishop goes back. So they say it's difficult because Gote has the lance, but center it's difficult. Oh yeah, so they say it's difficult for center to find some attack, right? It would be good, right? Generally, also you would say that the gold is closer to the king, so it's nicer, but it's hard to find the attack. So it's better to defend the possibility of this pawn drop. Therefore, she played this move instead. All right. Oh, wait, somebody asked me, what do you think about Gote defending with pawn 4-4? Like when? Somebody asked me on Twitch chat. Like in here it would be bad, right? Yeah, so Gote goes, I mean, usually you would think that Gote would play this move. Yeah, this is the way that center would have to clinch teeth and wait, defend a little bit. Next, going for this move. Yeah, so somebody asked, Mr. Adversary asked me, what if in this position Gote plays this? So you see, one thing is the silver is unprotected, and the other thing you can attack the bishop. So what happens? You attack the bishop, when the bishop run away, you get silver for free. So it seems like you're defending, but actually it's the opposite. Okay, so I explained that. So Kato didn't play this move though. She played 7-5 pawn. And naturally you cannot, I mean you could take it. I guess you could take it. But then maybe this kind of move is possible, right? If you run away, the bishop, the rook gets to a good position. And if you take with, yeah, the problem is take with what, right? You can see you would like to take with the weakest piece, but again, Kote has 2 pawns. So this is a horrible development for center, having 2 pieces forked, right? And if you take with another piece, well, you allow, right, some nasty attacks or something. So it's hard to defend. Therefore, you shouldn't take this pawn. And Satomi played gold. Pawn was taken, it was taken. And here is very important position because I think it was the critical one for this game. Kato-san played 7-5 pawn. And of course you cannot take it because of this fork. Instead, Satomi-san played this one. And Kato-san didn't like it in the future because this gold became active, right? And instead she proposed in this position, sorry, in this position actually. She proposed this pawn push. I'm confused. Yeah, there is a mistake. This one, this one, this one. So both pieces are attacking the silver, you have to defend it. Take this one, go here, and here. And this would mean that it's a difficult position. And Satomi-san laughed that she doesn't know very well. And they both agreed, yeah, it is so. So yeah. So the dangerous thing about this position was that it kind of gave Sente attacking chances, okay? And this is what Kato-san didn't like. So you can already feel about what that it's maybe a little bit better for Sente at this point. So Kato-san attacked the bishop. Bishop, instead of going back, look, it jumped to some unimaginable square, 9-5. So Satomi really went for the most active move possible. And if you ask me what happens after this, I guess she would sacrifice it maybe. If you take with the gold, there's this move. And maybe you take this one for free, right? So there is no time because the 5-5 silver will be taken for free. So this is why what was bad about this position. This directly attacked the silver, just painfully. So after this move, Kato had to run away with that silver, which Satomi answered with taking this pawn, attacking the bishop, which is more important piece than silver in this case. Bishop went back, then the exchange happened. So let's look at this position. I think Sente's pieces, or like, okay, the castle, there's two-piece castle, but the rook, the bishop, they're like in the best position, and the silver is also not doing something, right? It's not asobigoma, it's not playing around, it's not either piece, it's very active. So all of the pieces for Sente are active. Okay, you could say that, okay, this knight is not active, but if this knight would be active, then Furibisha is always happy, but as we know, it never happens, or rarely happens. But if you compare the position, the bishop so far is blocked, the rook is not active for Ibisha, so maybe Sente is a little better, right? The question is how to continue the attack. And people like us, like weak us, would wonder, but Satomi-san, maybe not all of you know, but I told you that Kato-san is 1 dan in Shoreikai. Actually, Satomi-san used to be 3 dan in Shoreikai. She was very close to become a normal professional, so she's naturally very strong. And in this position, I'm pretty sure she already knows what to do immediately. And what she did was play this very cool move, 7 to pawn. So there's a simple objective. If you take it, okay, let's say if you don't take it first. Let's say you wanna attack the bishop. Then you take this, drop the silver, take the gold, and in this case, Sente's rook can promote. It's beautiful, isn't it? So you have to be careful about this. So what Kato did is take the pawn, and Satomi-san still dropped this nice silver. The rook escaped up. Silver was taken, and oh yeah, this is also cool move for beginners to remember. Oh, actually, I saw a cool comment. I will have to stop here for a moment again. Sorry. I jumped 52. In this position, as I told you before, when there is this important games in the next room, there is usually like a room that you can discuss about the game with other people without players knowing. And who came to that room was the title holder herself, Nishiyama-san. he came to spy on her next challenger, right? So she came to the room, she discussed with another Lady Pro. Actually, Nishiyama-san is not Lady Pro again, she's free dan in Shoreikai, but okay, that's another story. And yeah, they were discussing this variation of silver drop, look up, promotion. Actually, they discussed promotion, taking, and really? This one? Yeah, they were discussing this apparently. If you take it, sacrifice, take, then you get the bishop back, right? And even though you get the bishop, Goto has a chance to attack. So the title holder, the queen, right, she was discussing this variation with other Lady Pro. Very exciting. But it didn't happen. It wasn't played in the game. So yeah, so in this position I wanted to comment that it's very cool. You would naturally want to promote the silver, but in other position you would like to, if you want to speed up your attack, you would like to keep the silver unpromoted, because when it takes the gold it would be a check, right? So it's very small detail that you want to keep in mind in the end game in Shogi. In this case it doesn't matter much, maybe. So Kato-san took it, and Satomi played for 5 pawn instead, so much more call move. They were also commenting about other variations. Nishiyama-san proposed, the queen proposed 5-5 gold to defend the 6-6 bishop. At the same time, taking the 6-2, take it, and 5-4 pawn attack. So making possibility of attack while defending, kind of. And previously spoken, this move, they decided that maybe it's little too much, basically. So yeah, so they were wondering like, what can we do in this position? So yeah, for me, even yeah, I also like don't see at glance what can be done in this position. I could say Senta is better, but the next move is difficult, and this is what makes Satomi so strong. She just knows what to play, right? So she played this mysterious 4-5 pawn. And again, the comment says the bishop goes, pawn push, taken means take this, and you see because this pawn is pushed, if you take it, silver drop. It's very nice, right? If you take this pawn with the bishop, maybe the rook would be a nice way to continue. And again, the same thing. Take, 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 and you make this space on 4-3 to go. And also in Kanso-sen, post-game discussion, Kato-san said she didn't know what to do in this position. So she was also confused about what to do. Yeah. So it just proves that the position is very difficult in general. Which means it's a very good game. The game that you don't know what to do is the most interesting one in Shogi. So she defended with the silver drop to defend this poor 4-3 square, right? What happened next? They actually speak about some senishite here, which is hard to believe. They comment 5-4 pawn, take 4-4 pawn, silver goes up from the right, and call drop 5-1. So they were talking about this kind of way to make a senishite. So yeah, you cannot take it because of this promotion, right? So there was this one variation, apparently. Yeah, Satomi still dropped the 5-4 pawn. Kato took it. And there is some very long Kanso-sen speak again. what about playing 6-5 pawn they were discussing? And is it? Sorry, no. This for 5. So instead of taking this pawn, what if you open the rook line to protect? So what they found out is you sacrifice the bishop, and I keep clicking the wrong button on my tablet. Yeah, 6-5, take it. 5-1. If you take it, then pawn can promote, right? Take it. Boom, sabaki, right? So instead, drop the gold. Take this, take it. Seriously? I'm also surprised about what's written. This kind of cool move exists apparently. If you take it, silver takes, and it's beautiful endgame, right? It's not mate, but it's endgame. So instead of taking, which is my brain just broken by saying that move, drop the silver, and then apparently there is another crazy move like this. It's crazy. If you take it, pawn promotion is possible. So apparently there was this crazy cool variation with 4-4 gold. Yeah, so in Shogi you see in the end game what matters is just speed and only speed. So this kind of move is possible. It's crazy. Your heart hurts by seeing it, but apparently it's working. Same like mathematics, you would say, but yeah, it's logical, it works. If it works, if it looks bad but still works, it works, right? So Kato-san took it, the pawn instead, which maybe was better because of the previous variation. And Satomi-san played the 4-4 pawn, which Kato-san took with the bishop. I'm checking for any other interesting comments. Yeah, so what if she takes it with the pawn is rook goes up and maybe then goes to 5-5, getting different type of sabaki. So bishop then. And again, there is another variation. What if we drop the gold? Then we drop the gold, the silver, promote, take with the silver, promote, take with this gold, and this gold silver. And this kind of position means that Gote is, it's hard for Gote, right? Because the horse is so close to the king. I don't see any way to decide the game immediately, but it's good for center, apparently. So yeah, bishop, and then the rook went up. So important thing to notice in this position is that because the rook is here, it can go sideways, and the moment it takes the bishop, this pawn will be elevated. So many horrible lines will open, right? We can see this beautiful bishop drop here. We will see this beautiful bishop drop here, maybe. So there is, it's hard for Gote to find peace. At the same time, Gote pieces are far away from this king. So you can clearly see that Send is having much more fun in this position. So Kato-san decided to move the left silver up, and Satomi went for decisive attack. she cut the bishop and she dropped this pawn, and the meaning of it is to close the escaping route. And yeah, they were saying the same thing. So take it is the only option. Oh my god. I don't want to spoil. Yeah. Take it, promote, making use of those two beautiful lines, right? She can choose one of those if taken. So Kato-san cannot take it. As you see, the pawn was perfect. And Satomi-san decided on this bishop drop. So the feeling of this position is like, let's say in simple way, that the king is slowly escaping this way. So instead of chasing the king, right, in different ways from here, you should make kind of stronghold on the left side of the board as well. So basically speaking, attack from both sides. So this is why the bishop is so good. Rook goes back and the pawn drop. And I think they explained the pawn drop or not. I'm actually not sure what's the meaning of that. So generally in Shogi you don't want to spend your last pawn from hand because you would get in this painful position which we call in Japanese fugire, so out of pawns. Being out of pawns is usually a bad thing to do. The thing is that probably Satomi knew, she already saw how to win this game, so she played this. Oh no, I actually understood why did she play it. Okay, I got it. Don't worry. So bishop is attacking this square, which is protected by two pieces, and when she dropped it, defending piece is one. So by dropping the gold, she attacks two pieces at the same time. So if Kato-san escapes, boom, 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 Satomi-san gets one piece for free, right? That was the meaning of the pawn. Perfectly the last needed attack. So Kato-san cannot run away in this position, and she tried to defend it. She dropped the rook to take this bishop, which was attacking, while defending the silver. Satomi-san still took the rook. Kato-san took the bishop. The gold went back, attacking the silver. Silver ran away, attacking the gold. And Satomi-san dropped the rook. So you can see that the bishop is going here. He's going here. If Kato-san plays down, it's checkmate. So Kato-san played up. And you might think a moment, in this position there is a cool move. So by the way, they both still had like, Satomi-san had like 29 minutes left to think. Kato-san had 10 minutes, so they still weren't in Biomi. Strong players really think very, very fast, and it's crazy. You would almost think they would slow down a little bit and think more, but yeah, that's their style, I guess. They keep time for the endgame, right? Okay, so then this decisive move was 5-2 promotion. If you take it with the king, which Kato-san did, the bishop gets promoted, and if you run away, it's a checkmate. If you would take the rook with the silver, it's 3 moves checkmates as well. And if you don't take the rook, it's not a checkmate, but there is no hope for Gote probably after this kind of move, and then the rook escapes or something. Or maybe just take this, and there is no hope for Gote, right? So this is why, after taking the the dragon and promoting the bishop, Kato-san resigned. The game finished at 4 o'clock 8 minutes, and Satomi-san therefore became the challenger for Mainavi title match this season. The final conclusion for the game was that 30-second move, 7-5 pawn, kind of made center attack freely, and Gote didn't have a nice way to keep the position together. Therefore, playing 8-6 move was probably still equal shogi to play. Alright, let's see now the blog that I wanted to show you, and because now we know the result. So let's see the full live blog comment about it. So they said that after 6-5 bishop, one of the computer programs said it was plus 40 points for Sente, for Satomi-san. And this is how they sit in the separate room. This is Takebe for the ladies for Dan. She was checking the position, right? And then, as I said, Nishiyama, the queen, she came to the room and she talked with the previous lady pro about the position. And yeah, they said that it's hard for Gote to keep the shape, to keep it together, hard to defend. And they say there were different possible moves in this position. This was Kato-san expression at that point in the game, so you can see that she didn't like it much. And yeah, so this is the room that everyone were sitting, and so you see that many other pros and lady pro came to the room to discuss the position, right? And yeah, they said that one of ladies pro brought some kind of chocolate. So they were commenting how it was developing. And finally they said that Satomi for crown became the challenger. And I think this is a nice thing. There will be a video here. So this is the consensus, this is the post-game discussion. So you see they're concentrated on the game, like letting all emotions out. I thought I was doing well in this position, this kind of thing. And here is Satomi's comment. Of course, she will be humble. She's like, it was difficult. She say it was giri-giri, which was a very close fight. She wanted to think very carefully about the position from the opening. And she felt that 2-3 silver was a good move. She was already confident at that point. And they asked her, when did you realize that you won? And she said, really at their end, so 5 to rook promotion. So like the sume position, right? So it's always very hard when you play this kind of game because you feel the pressure. So she felt that she won only when it was super clear to her, when she couldn't make more mistakes. And this is her fun again. Her still thinking. She's already laughing, you can see, happy from the win. And this is her comment. And the information about the title match. Yeah, so we will be able to watch the title match together as well, if you want, guys. The first game is next month, so April 9th, then 22nd, then May 14th. If there will be 3 wins in a row, then it's decided, but if not, then the next game is 22nd. If it's still not decided, 2 win by 2 win, then in June 5th, final game will take place in Shogi Hall. So, I hope you enjoyed the game. With who you want play one official match? I mean, you know, all of us hope to one day play title match and fight with the best. So if I get stronger, I also hope to play with Satomi-san on equal. But so far, yeah, I'm way too far. Since she's five down, I'm 1Q. Still long way to go. Yes, so thank you very much. I will upload this video on YouTube as well. If you have any comments or questions, please share on YouTube or Twitch, or send me a private message somewhere. And next time, I think we will meet in 2 weeks, maybe. I will update the Twitch channel and put information on Facebook, but I think the next game will be in 2 weeks. If you guys really want, I could do it every week, but I think we should do it slowly, so every second week for now. This should be fine. If you have any games that you really want to watch, like famous old games, please also send the recommendation. If you have anything to add, like stop shaking your mouse over the screen or anything, please share your opinion. I'm very glad to well, I do it for you guys, so I'm very glad to hear your opinion, your suggestions as well. All right, so thank you very much. Have a nice day or nice night, depending on where in the world you are. And see you next time. See you in 2 weeks. Bye bye.